Yo, what's up guys, it's Sam here, welcome to this new video, and right now I was just like in the mood to make a new video or just talk about something, and I guess as you can tell by the title, it's going to say updates I want to come to old school, and right now I'm just runecrafting because I don't have an internet right now, so I'm like, you know what, I might as well runecraft. I can't XP waste, use my phone hotspot, and it's pretty laggy, like DC's a little bit, so I'd rather not go PKing with that, so I decided to make a video, and I know a lot of people are actually going to either agree or disagree with what I'm going to say. I feel like it's mainly because since I'm someone who's played pre-OC, I PK'd a lot pre-OC. I love pre-OC a lot more than old school. My opinion. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, dude, old school's a lot better. Whatever. That's your opinion. I prefer old school, or sorry, pre-OC a lot more than old school. So that's why I guess I'm gonna want some of these updates. I mean, you're probably gonna tell like most of these from like pre-OC. So if you agree with me or if you disagree, leave a comment. Quite curious to see what you guys think of it. And yeah, if you want more videos like this, because I feel like this is gonna be like a lot different from what I make. Just like a little bit like this. So yeah, this is gonna be organized more of like a top 5. I didn't want to name this top 5 because I feel like people are like, oh, you're doing top 5s. It's just, I feel like the easiest way for me to organize is put it like top 5. So number 5 would have to be dungeoneering. Dungeoneering was just that skill. It was my favorite skill pre-OC, and it was just something to do with your friends when you're bored. Especially in this game, when I'm clean, there's always something that I can do like dungeoneering. So I would definitely dungeoneering. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm clean, so I can go train some dungeoneering. That's a dungeoneering would be pretty fun. But I just like the whole aspect of like being with like a whole bunch of friends and just doing a little event. Because the only thing you could do now, I guess, is PK, and PKing isn't even too active. So dungeoneering is that one thing you can always do. I know raids are coming to this game. Hopefully raids will be pretty similar to how dungeoneering was. I know there's gonna be like 100 people or something like that. You can bring 100 people. I don't really like that. I mean, maybe it'll be pretty good. Hopefully you can like do with the whole group, because I don't want to like sit there with like 100 people and just do the whole thing. I know sailing was also going to be like that, because sailing was going to be more like a dungeoneering thing. I'm not too sure if people voted no to sailing because they thought it was going to be like dungeoneering, but hopefully if they repull sailing, it'll be pretty sick. But yeah, that's number 5, dungeoneering. So number 4 for me would be untradables lost on death. So right now you can pretty much run back for your untradables, like things like full void, fire cape, torso, etc. You can run back. You have like about 30 minutes, an hour to run back and pick them up. So what people do is they just have full void, almost like the best range gear in the game, and they just go PKing, risking absolutely nothing. Pre-OC, if you died with void or whatever, fire cape, torso, you would actually lose them and they would turn to coins. So this would make people risk a lot more. People wouldn't just sit there with like void rag and risk absolutely nothing. It'd actually make people risk a lot more. Also, people who complain about max hits, I don't see why people would want this in the game. I'm not too sure what people actually do think of untradables lost to death. People just think they should have an insurance thing, which is whatever, up to them. But I feel like the untradables should be lost in death, and it would actually lead to what number 3 would be for me, and why them two can merge. So number 3 for me would be PvP armors, and the way PvP armors and untradables can actually merge is if they made untradables lost on death in exchange, bring in PvP armors. I feel like this would be a really good trade-off. I guess people who don't want the void would have more gains. It would actually make people actually risk something if they want to bring really good range gear. Same thing with melee gear. If they want to bring their torso, they'd have to bring things like vests, I guess, in replacement for this. The reason why I would really want this is because it would actually make, for me, PKing a lot more fun. Number 1, hitting a lot higher would be a lot more fun, and also it would allow me to actually use like things like D-Mace, Dragon Longsword for birding, because I can actually hit something with it when I go hibernating. Like imagine being able to hit like a 60 with the D-Mace like on a Zerg hibernating. That'd be pretty fun. It actually gives me the KO potential. And I feel like a big complaint for what people had for PvP armors, besides for the fact that I guess it maxed the max, or had to max it, was if you killed someone with full vestes, you wouldn't really get anything in return, because it would turn like to coins, and you wouldn't get anything nearly as much as you would if it were, I guess, the actual item. So I feel like if they really did make a deadlock on this and change it around, I'm sure it could pass a poll. Oh, hopefully, because I think it got like 50 or 60%. This was like in 2013 too, so the game was a bit different then. Number 2 would actually be quite a big one, because it wouldn't only just affect PvP, it would affect PvM quite a bit as well, and that would be turmoil, or I guess curses as well. And the reason why it would affect PvM a lot is because I guess it would kind of devalue bosses if Soul Split it would be in the game, because Soul Split can just heal you and it would almost cost like no prayer points. Also, you could prayer flick it. So I feel like if they, I guess, nerfed the whole prayer flicking thing and also made it cost a lot more prayer points, it'd be a little bit more balanced. But I guess I'm not really going to discuss how we can balance that. The main reason why I would really want terminals is because right now Zerker builds aren't really at its peak as what it was before pre-OC. The reason why Zerks aren't as good as they were before is because they don't have the same prayer as mid levels right now. Mid levels can use piety, and then of course Zerks can only use ultimate prayers, so it really puts them at a huge disadvantage. Pre-OC they had the same prayers because Zerkers and mains had access to turmoil, and this made Zerker building pre-OC a lot more active because it wasn't really a dead build, or I guess for hiring that is. Because you can actually compete against mains, and then you had Soul Split, and you were actually rewarded for actually doing good in the Brit fight. I feel like this would help the 121 HP, like hybriding people with Torax or whatever. I mean, it wouldn't remove that, but it would actually help that a little bit because it would actually give people an incentive to sit lower HP so that they can actually heal with Soul Split. That's probably one of the biggest updates I want. It's actually kind of tied to number 2 or to number 1 because I wasn't too sure what I wanted. Because of course, Turbo would actually, well, potentially would bring more Zerker Birds to the game than number 1. I guess you're gonna see what it is now. And for the number 1 update, I guess honestly this update isn't really as big as the other ones you would think, and it was actually kind of pulled before, and this is TokHaar-Kal, or I guess Jet 2 kind of, but the TokHaar-Kal, the reason why I really like TokHaar-Kal was number 1, the cape looked really nice, and then number 2, it actually showed, especially as a Zerker, like, remember for the first month, when you had if you were Zerking the TokHaar-Kal, you were just officially a badass, and it really just showed like a lot more achievement to the game. Like, unlike I can sit there with like a 99, but I feel like the TokHaar-Kal actually showed like who was actually decent at the game at RuneScape. But the problem with the Untrillables thing is since Untrillables is kind of a requirement, I feel like a lot of people would try to just buy the TokHaar-Kal, which would kind of devalue it after a while. But I feel like the number 1 thing for TokHaar-Kal, it would just be that one cape I would just love to wear everywhere. Also, the fight kill, I guess, is kind of the same way. I guess I wouldn't really care for the fight kill necessarily. I would maybe a different cave. Doesn't really matter, I guess. As long as it's a pretty hard cave, hard to actually get. I actually did really love doing fight kill in pre-OC. I don't know what it was. It was just such a fun thing to do. I like the mechanics, the whole crystal thing. Hopefully they can bring something like this into old school as well. And I feel like that would be like the number 1 update. TokHaar-Kal. It's kind of time number 2. Even though TokHaar-Kal isn't really that big of a deal, I feel like it's the most realistic, and also I don't know what it is. It's just the TokHaar-Kal is just such a cool update. I just loved it. And yeah, I know I didn't put claws in this. If I were 60 tack, claws would definitely be on this list, but I mean, I don't really care for claws. It's not like they're that good. AGS is a lot better. It's not like I'm going to use claws when I have access to an AGS, so that's why I didn't put claws into the list. But yeah, let me know what your top 5, I guess, updates would be to old school. And this was actually so hard to like runecraft and like talk at the same time. I don't know what it was, but this video took like an hour. This might be like 30 minutes or like 3-minute video, 5-minute video, but this thing took me like an hour. I kept stuttering. I kept like missing out. Like, I don't even know, man. It was just so hard to do while runecrafting. I don't know what it is. Maybe next time I'll just like talk. Don't even like do anything on the side. I mean, if you guys want, you can try to talk and just runecraft at the same time. It's really difficult, but yeah. I feel like I might have missed a few more points as well. If I do, I guess, remember, maybe I'll put them in the comments, like, of why I want a certain update. But yeah, let me guys know what you guys think of either my top 5 or even make your own little top 5 in the comments. And I don't know if this video would be somewhat different. I did say this in the beginning, but if you want more like this, maybe not like top 5, just, I guess, topic videos where I can just talk about something. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and have a good night, good day, whatever it is for you, and take care.